You got one life, for crying out loud. You might as well just give it all you got.
The Deej, Dan Jordan.
Your daily dose of reality. Your daily dose of the Deej.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I need my daily dose of the Deej.
I make the news. I don't watch the news. I'm a leader.
The Sales Energizer, Dan Jordan.
Listen, don't worry how to sell, baby. Worry about why people buy. And it's fun.
You don't need a 5-hour energy. All you need is the Sales Energizer.
Just when I think it's not going to be as fun as the one before, each one gets successfully better. What's the word I'm looking for? What's it going to take to get you into this car today, huh?
And now, please welcome the Sales Energizer, Dan Jordan.
Boom! That's exactly it.
Do that. Let's do that. Woohoo! All right, babies, we're back again for round 2 of the Side Hustle. And I'm here today. Welcome aboard. Unmute. Do whatever you have to do. I'm here today at Matthews the Lair, the chill zone here. This is my son's basement and workshop and all that stuff. And I just love coming here because they just, like, this is the place to hang out. Like on the weekend, people just come in and like always doing stuff. You ever have a neighbor like that? You know, there was always somebody like in his garage just piddling about, just piddling. People used to piddle a lot more. I don't know if that means something else to anything, but people used to just be in their garage just doing stuff and making stuff and hanging out and sitting there and drinking and just having a good time in people's garage piddling. That's what this basement is. And all these different creations. My superpower is figuring out ways to make these little creations monetizable so you could use them, and everybody can do that. So, Chris Stone, you with me today?
I am, Dan.
All right. I'm trying to do my best and making sure that we're totally prepared, and I have all this stuff here. But here's the challenge, Chris Stone. I'm in a workshop, and like, for instance, right here, I'm going to put this. Can you see this? This is the workshop cam. So Michael is working on his guitar, and I guess he's putting wax here, sealer finish on parts of his guitar, which is kind of neat. And it's the coolest thing ever that they do stuff like that. And then I see over here, if you put it over there, I don't know if you can see it hanging. There's stuff hanging over there. That's like other parts of the guitar. Maybe I'll bring it over there a little later when we do the outside stuff. But he's building a guitar. Isn't that cool? Just building a guitar. And he's not like a genius or anything. He's just a kid who cuts this stuff out. But the thing is, if you have the right tools, if you got this stuff, I'm just looking around here. If you have, saws, if you have grinders, if you have DeWalt tools, if you have cordless stuff, you could literally, you could make anything. And you could be any, and these little things, even for a kid, when a kid gets started with tools making stuff like this and fooling around, they become much more creative and much more successful adults. Getting people tools and stuff is really important to get started, all right, in things like this. But big event for you today. By the way, unmute, play around, follow, do all that stuff. All right, I got something in the mail yesterday, and not quite sure what it is, but I'm sure it's something that has to do with Amazon and all this things that is going on, because apparently people get to know you. And so I got this thing in the mail, and I'm going to open it right here in front of you, which will frustrate my man Chris Stone, because we don't know what it is, and as soon as we figure out what it is, he has to rapidly put it in the carousel down below. But let's check it out together. What do you say? You with me? Someone say yes. Someone say, hey, where's
yes.
the chat?
Yes.
Okay. I got a chat over here on the backside. Listen. It's okay to talk to me. I'm not going to bite your head off, and it's much easier to talk to me when I get going. So here we go.
I'm actually scared a little bit.
Instant sneaker cleaner. Oh, this, you remember this, Chris Stone? Instant sneaker cleaner. Cleans you. This is for like when you're golfing. It's that like Mr. Clean thing. Look at all these they sent. Instant sneaker cleaner. So this is for when you're golfing for your, actually, can you pull it up, Chris Stone, on this on the computer so we can see how to actually use this? Because I tried this once before. Instant detailing sponge works like magic on rims, wheel wells, window trim, rocker panels, interiors. What can we clean here? Everything is so horrendously dirty.
Dan, are these the golf erasers or the sneaker?
Well, I think they do all sorts of stuff. Here, let's put it down here by the guitar cam. Let's fill it out. So sneaker erasers. This is for when you're golfing. These are auto erasers. That's pretty cool.
Oh, so they also make them for your car as well as for golfers.
And this easily cleans shoe soles. Well, I got shoe soles, but why would you want to clean your shoe soles, Chris Stone? Do you play golf?
Because they get dirty.
Yeah, I know, but who sees them? It's on the bottom.
I'm not.
Do you play golf?
I do not.
You don't play golf? I'm good for about 9 holes. I had someone who told me, he said that my ADD cancels out my obsessive compulsiveness. So I'm good for about 9, and then I want to do something. Okay, before and after. Sneakers. Hold on. Just when you think your day can't get any better. I know it's sneaker erasers, but sneakers, pre-moistened, easily cleans shoe soles. I don't know why you would want to clean your sole. I'm going to do the top. All right, so you open it like this, and it's pre-moistened. How to maintain the perfect sole. Gently rub mine sole with the white side of the sponge. White side also works great on smooth upper and logo. Orange side can be used for the textured uppers. I think they're thinking about the side of the sole right here. So I'm going to do this. I'm lightly doing this.
Ricky's in the house. Hey, Ricky, do you golf?
Ricky, do you golf? He's going to have some snide comment. You know how the Rickster is.
He's always good for those.
Ricky, I'm in the chill zone. You know, this does come off with it, but you got to think that, water would have done the same thing.
I think we're going to have a special request for the ELO light at some point.
Oh, yeah, the ELO light.
I'm
going to do this part. And then I'm rubbing it here. I like the fact that it's pre-moistened. Actually, it is true. If you're playing golf, now I'm thinking about it. If you're playing golf, your clubs are getting dirty, your shoes are getting dirty, and you have a little golf towel. So you wind up using your golf towel, which gets all that schmutz all over it. Schmutz is
schmutz. I like that. That's another, you know what? I feel like I learned a new Yiddish word every time.
Schmutz? Schmutz is what your mother takes off your face when you're a kid, and she kind of licks her finger and does that on your face thing. That's schmutz. Actually, look at that.
That's pretty good. Ricky doesn't golf because he feels like golf is just a good walk ruined.
Yes. Yeah. But it is fun to ride on the golf carts.
I will say I am interested in the auto erasers, the instant detailing sponge.
Yes, and again, these are pre-moistened too. This is, by the way, we're talking about side hustles, things like this. There's a couple of guys who are like kind of inventors, and they saw that Mr. Clean thing out doing your kitchen, and they just put it together. This is what came up of the idea of just doing it because they're golfers and they went out and they did it and they started adding this stuff and finding other use for it. But here's the great story about this. And the reason why they sent me this is because I found out, these guys found out last week, the day that I called them, and they're all excited. They're going on Shark Tank. Like, it's so cool. It's such a good idea that they pass through all the different stages, and they're going to be on Shark Tank. And you're going to get to say that if you pick this stuff up, that you heard about it first before the tank. Like, you become one of the founding members of the auto cleaner detailing sponge. You could be that. So, hey, Ricky, if you can get somebody to follow me, I'll send one to you. But this is cool. I love, this is like capitalism. This is what happens. I got an idea, and they become like the top. If you look on Amazon, they're the top selling shoe cleaner in the whole place. Look at that. That was like mud before. It's actually, I'm impressed with this.
They've got high ratings as well.
Yeah,
I guess I don't understand the pre-moistened thing. It does say they work only
when you're out on the golf course and your club's getting all screwed up and stuff. It has to work with. You have to moisten them to get it going. So these come pre-moistened. So you don't have to go.
But it does say here to add water. So
that's for these. So these don't have water in them.
Oh, I see. The ones that are in the individual little packets are pre-moistened.
Right.
Gotcha.
These are the pre-moistened ones. I got to get you some detailing sponge. It works like magic. Rims, wheel wells, window trim, rocker panels. What's a rocker panel?
Yeah, that's a panel that rocks.
Very good. Interiors, exteriors, and more. Good. So you know what you need with one of these? Always carry one of these in your bag. What we're going to talk about is anything that I've owned. I told you this a million times. Anything good that I've ever had has been a gift. So this was a gift from my daughter for last Christmas, and I get a new one every year at Christmas because I'm hard on them. I'm like hard on my clothes. But then I'm telling you, you need to get a backpack and get a strong one that lasts, and put your shoe eraser in there. Because there's enough pockets for everything. But you could run an entire business out of this. That's the whole idea. Nowadays, offices are just like, anywhere you can go. Your office is your son's workshop. By the way, I got to maybe I'll have to set up the phone after. This workshop has like every tool imaginable. Ricky, you're going to love it. So this thing fits your whole office in, and I'll tell you how. Look. So it has the back. Can you see it all the way, or am I too far back?
You might want to come a little closer.
Come a little closer. Now don't be shy. Hey, you can get a little closer. Did you know the rest of that song? It's from a commercial in 19.
With Arid Extra Dry.
Yeah, but with the baby fresh scent. So get a little closer. Don't be shy. You can get a little closer with the baby fresh scent of Arid Extra Dry. All right. So they don't have good jingles anymore for commercials,
You're right. And you know what? Brad Cannon, who's over on Facebook, who needs to join the party on Amazon by going to thepitchman.live. He wants to know if you can detail his truck and show me how. I think he meant to say good, but he typed a God.
Brad Cannon, I got to get you an auto eraser, baby. This is you'll be the first one on your block. You'll get a free sticker and an ice cream cone. Just go ahead and go to thepitchman.live, follow me, and all good things will happen to you in life. Brad Cannon is an awesome guy. How's business going, by the way? Please respond. He's a really great landscape architect. He's unbelievable.
You can respond to us on Amazon. Just go to thepitchman.live, Brad Cannon, follow the Deej, join Ricky, and our friend is here again, Kalu.
Kalu?
Kalu, you can join us on Amazon at thepitchman.live.
Kalu, you're the first Kalu I've ever met. There is that drink, Kahlua, which I don't drink. I can't drink, it ruins the day if I drink. Anyhow, you got to get an entire business in your full backpack. Chris, let me just tell you. So your computer goes back here, right? Now I've already taken the computer out because the computer's right here now, right? But it was in there. So when you have an office, you have your computer, right? And then it has another package right here And here's where you keep, oh my gosh. Let's say you were about to do a podcast, Chris Stone, and you needed a microphone. You get your Samsung Q2U, the world's greatest microphone. It works, makes you sound like Frank Sinatra even when it's not plugged in. Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of Brad Cannon and the way you followed me today on the Pitchman.live. The Samsung Q2U. It's actually, there's never a time, Chris Stone, you can vouch for this. There's never a time that you're on a podcast or you're doing something and you're on a Zoom call that somebody doesn't compliment how well you sound when you have an awesome mic. It's the best deal on Amazon. It's like $70. And, when you're a kid, you like to take things apart. This is real easy to take apart. So it's fun. Look at that. Oh, there's the inside. Did you feel did you always want to go in the back door of like restaurants? This is like sneaking around in the back door.
I was nervous before when you were opening that package. This is making me even more nervous. I'm starting to tweak out over here. Speaking of tweaking out, Ricky wants to know if the backpack comes pre-moistened. We also have lots of activity here in the chat, including a couple of new followers, including our favorite follower, Amazon customer. Thank you,
I love Amazon customer.
Amazon customer's the best, always following. And then
Amazon customer
Harris. Shauna
Who
Harris.
else?
Shauna Harris. Ring the bell, Shauna.
Big Sean Harris. That's a cool name. There's no way that Sean Harris was not a football player in high school.
Dan, Shauna Harris.
Oh, there is no way Shauna Harris wasn't a volleyball player in high school. It's just a cool name. And they're about to spike the ball. Shauna Harris, deep from the back line. You don't say touchdown. Oh, my gosh. So this is how I knew that there was something wrong with my boy starting up. So he just was never into, like, sports or team sports. That wasn't his thing. He was into tools. He was into workshops like this. This is the thing. Starting businesses and figuring out ways to, to make things happen in the world. So I knew it early on that there was something wrong when he and his friend Kobe, who's like an awesome hockey player, unbelievable. I think he's playing in college right now, but actually maybe even semi-pro ball. He's really good. And so they were playing, I guess on their front lawn, they were playing, wiffle ball. People used to play wiffle ball. Nobody plays wiffle ball. I used to love wiffle ball.
I still play wiffle ball. Wiffle ball is awesome.
Oh, it's a great game. You could throw like unbelievable breaking balls, and it's just like you feel like you're Roger Clemens. Where did that name come from 1982? All right, so
blood on the sock, Roger Clemens. Are you kidding?
Yeah. So here you are, and so Matthew, he connected with the ball, and he hit he started running around the make-believe bases, and he just runs like a lunatic, and he hits second, and he comes to third, and he crosses over home plate, puts his arms in the air, and screams, "Touchdown!" I'm like, this kid is done for. He just has no idea. Clueless is the boy. Anyway, what was I starting with this from?
I don't know, but wiffle ball sets are available on Amazon.
It's a great.
There's a gift set bundle pack where you get a couple of wiffle ball bats, which are also great as toothpicks, and it looks like 6 wiffle balls in this set.
And you need
what
6.
a great purchase.
And you need 6 because 5 of them will be in your gutters by the end of the day, and the other one's going to go down the sewer. But that's always fun. Getting back to the pack of backness. It's an entire business right in here, and so then you could. What's next? You got the Q2U. Of course, you have all your cords. This thing over here is where you put your mouse. And then also, when you're ever someplace and you're waiting on appointments and people are always late and they don't show up and you feel like you're wasting time when you know what to do. So make sure you always have your books there available. Sales Proverbs. What do you think of that one, Chris Stone? Smooth, huh?
Yep.
Sales Proverbs, Wisdom of the Ages. Brad Cannon, I can't believe you don't have this book yet. Hey, do you still keep in touch with McMitchen? I used to do business at the recycling plant, and Brad used to work there with Brian, and Brian was managing the place, and it was a big old building, and they had like this tarp on the ceiling, and I always wondered, what's that tarp doing on the ceiling? Well, it turns out there was a leak in the ceiling, and so it was collecting water, and so it was like too big, and it was going to be dangerous, that it was going to spill on people. So they got all this stuff out of the way, and Brian, apparently he carried a gun at that time. He took out his .44, he shot a hole in the thing, and all the water went all over the place. Anyway, that's the type of guy Brad Cannon is, hanging out with McMitchin. By the way, my copy of Think and Grow Rich. If you're looking like for a gift, I guess it's coming towards a graduation for school, that people are gonna walk from their living room to their kitchen and graduate, because it's a crazy thing going on. If you're looking for a good gift for anybody, get the hard copy, get a good book of Think and Grow Rich. I've had this one for 20 years. Just Think and Grow Rich is like, and here on Amazon, I'm just spinning this, but I know what page this is because I read it often. Because if you read this book and you follow this book, you will become rich. It's like a certainty. It's a certainty you'll become a better person. So go ahead and get this book anyhow. But given that we're on Amazon, a lot of people are coming down like on consumerism. It's not good or whatever. Let me just read this to you. And this was written like in 1930, something like that. The miracle that has provided blessings, and he talks about the blessings of America and how everybody could, upward mobility and that whole thing. And so the name of this mysterious benefactor of mankind is, you ready for it? Capital. Capital consists not alone of money, but particularly of highly organized, intelligent groups of men and women who plan ways of means of using money efficiently for the good of the public and the profitability to themselves. This is the whole idea of having a workshop and making stuff and turning things that would ordinarily be just, let me go wash my car, to something that everybody could make, that could earn a living from, because the people who earn the most money can do the most good. Stated briefly, the capitalists are the brains of civilization because they supply the entire fabric of which all education, enlightenment, and human progress exists. Oh, I'm sorry, consists. I screwed up the last word. The point is, everything you see around you, when you have this mindset, is an opportunity for you to help yourself and your family by making money. And all that is available for you in this little thing here.
Ricky wants to know how long you have to think before the rich part kicks in.
Who said that?
Ricky.
Of course, Ricky. Well, about 2 more minutes. I'll show you, because the next thing we're going to talk about, the money producer that you could easily do right now by getting this product on Amazon and then renting it out 1 million times, is one of those wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. They go like this all the time. You don't just have to be a business to get one of these. You can actually go on Amazon. If Chris Stone would pull it up, and I know he will because he's that good, Ricky. My phone's ringing. 516, that's New York. You guys know who that is? Anyway, so you can get these things in here. I'll have to bring it outside eventually. Unless you want me to do it, Ricky. You want me to blow it up in here? Let's give it a shot. By the way, these things are so good because once you get them, they last forever. You buy it once.
Oh, look, you can get one that's the color of the Canadian flag.
Oh, really?
You can get one that kind of looks like Gumby. You remember Gumby?
Do I remember Gumby?
I mean, it's green like Gumby. Other than that,
it was like the Gumby. Like Gumby was on right after Speed Racer. It was like a Gumby. You know what's good about this thing? It's a long cord. You're gonna need a extension cord. All right. So hold on. I'll bring it outside, but I just want to see how quickly. right, it works. So I'll bring it outside for another thing. But yeah, this is like a simple thing that you can get. How much does it cost? It's $199.
Looks like it's $200.29. But Dan, the reason why you would get it is to rent it out. So it pays for itself after what? 4 rentals, maybe?
Well, I mean, anybody would pay $50 for a weekend with this thing. I mean, anybody. So that's what my daughter used to do. Sophie Bell. We'd go out during the weekend. We go to car dealerships. You know, the car dealerships always have them. Go to a used car dealership because the big ones always have those giant gorillas. They cost too much money. But the like a used car dealership, $50 for the weekend. They're happy to give it to you. And then you pick it up the next week and you're doing, so you could do that. Some people want it for the whole week, and you make it $100. You literally can pay for this thing in 1 week. Just figure out a way to do it. A restaurant, anybody who's starting up, we had them in front of, when you see places coming soon, we go to those places and say, listen, I know you want to get known out here. Why don't you put this up even before you open? And we'd have it there for a month before they even open. And it would like build up excitement. But the point is, you're a marketer. You can think of all marketing ideas. But very quickly for a kid, for a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old, that's great. You have real cash money. And you start learning how to do it. Just like this. Oh, the cats. Apparently there's cats in this house. That's what that smell is. All right. So Chris Stone, we're going to go outside and talk about some other things. But I have to hook up my phone in the other camera. So I'm running the risk of screwing up. So what I'm going to have to do is put on the Blue Parrot. And if you don't know what the Blue Parrot is, it's only the world's best headset known to man. Noise canceling, you can make it like a walkie-talkie with other ones. It cancels the noise coming from this side, and it cancels the noise coming from that side. It just makes you sound clear as a bell. There's a song, if I could remember it, I'd sing it. You know, we used to do little videos for people that can talk about the Blue Parrot, but apparently I want to respect Amazon on all their levels because of the opportunity they're giving me here to play around with Chris Stone. There's a cat here. That's what I'm looking at. All right. So Chris Stone, we're going to do this together. So I go like this. And,
Dan, you might be able to make a comfy area in that backpack for the cat, just so that it could maybe take a nap. I mean, it's just another one of the many uses.
Added features. All right. So where am I going with this, Chris Stone? I go to.
You know what? I wish I knew where you were going.
All right.
Every time we do this.
So here I go. So I think I'm on the StreamYard right here.
Okay.
So
let's see if we talk to me, Dan. You are. You're good to go.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. And you can hear me.
Yes.
All right. You know why you can? So am I talking?
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to go gas mask with it. You're good. Yeah.
All right. So here we're going outside. So I'm gonna set this. By the way, this is the guitar that Michael's working on. All this, I guess he's staining it here. But I'm gonna very briefly look at these, and so Chris doesn't yell at me. These are some other of the things that Michael's making that he's eventually gonna sell. He actually makes it. These are just plastic. They're not real. This is styrofoam and all that stuff. They're not real. You're not going to die. This, this is cool. So what he does is he goes to, what's that thing called? Dragon Con?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes there and he's the coolest, instrument. Oh, by the way, always have your DeWalt pollen blower.
Available in the carousel.
And this is the chill zone. Oh, you know what? As long as we're here in the zone, wow, this is great that I'm remote like this. Why didn't you tell me about this earlier, Chris Stone?
I kind of thought like maybe it was understood if you walked around.
Wait a second. I can't hear you in my ear. Did I do something wrong?
Maybe. You can't hear me?
Well, if you can hear me, that's good. I think it's probably I have to turn my sound on. Hold on.
Uh-oh. All right.
Okay, now
Hello, hello. All right.
No.
This.
Okay. Well, as long as you can hear me, that's okay. All right. So this is yesterday we talked about electronic pianos. So this is that one. It's an electronic piano, and the difference between this and like a normal, what's it called, like a just a keyboard, is that it has weighted keys, which is cool. But because it's electronic, it has all these different sounds, like. So you can make it sound like Rocky and stuff like that, you know? Which is cool. But here's the best one. It has this. It says, it just sounds, church. It sounds like church, which is really cool. So listen to this. Let's make it loud. Can you hear that, Chris Stone?
Yes, but you can't hear me tell you that I can hear it.
I don't know if you can hear it or not because I'm my ear is not working, and I'm scared if I press something, I'm going to screw the whole thing up. Isn't that cool? That's why you want to get the an electronic piano. It just sounds cooler. All right, we're gonna go outside and do some stuff. There's got to be a way, Chris Stone, for me to hear you.
There is, but I'm afraid that you would touch the button.
What do you think? Hold on, I'm gonna come back because I hear you talking back here. How do I make it that I hear you?
Can you hear me on your computer and not your
Yes.
Blue Parrot?
Yes.
Okay. You need to change the settings on your phone so that your audio and your speaker is the Blue Parrot. So
do I go
into your
back
audio
out and
settings,
then come back in?
Not on your computer. Do it on your phone because your Blue Parrot is connected to. Is your Blue Parrot connected to your phone? Of course it is. Okay, this is incredible television right now. Patrick Tinney, yeah, Phantom of the Opera would have been incredible for sure. That's a good call. And now we're getting the inception of Patrick Tinney on the screen. This is scintillating. Greetings from the Great White North. Bob and Doug McKenzie and Geddy Lee give us their best. And here's what we're going to do, Dan. I'm unmuting you here. And we're going to go to here, Dan. Back to the computer.
BTTC?
This is not because we're not. Yeah. Let's just go here and continue.
You're worried. You think that we can't overcome this.
Yeah.
All right. So, the bounce house, I was planning on doing the bounce house and pull the bounce house up. This was the first thing that I, when my son was 2 years old and we'd go to all these parties, they'd have those little inflatable bounce houses. And so this goes along the whole process. If you're going to buy something and you're going to get something to, that you know is going to break eventually, things like that, instead of buying just the toy version of it, spend the extra money and buy the grown-up version of it. Buy like the industrial version of whatever you want to get, because then it becomes a tool. Just think of that. The toy that you buy to play with for once in a while and then throw it out is the same toy that businesses purchase to make entire livings for themselves and their families. You have access to that right here on Amazon. Why are you not pulling it up, Chris Stone? We could bounce around on that thing. I would normally have.
I did pull it up, but the item that you gave me is actually the toy version. So I'll look for the industrial version. The one.
Oh, look at that! You see, that was so good. So we have it in the backyard that I could show you if this was working. But the problem is, as you can see, my My back is still not 100%. I've decided not to start not complaining about it anymore. This is it. How's my back doing? It's getting better. All right, it's getting better. So, but if I were to take that thing out, because it's big and heavy, but it rolls up like a burrito. It doesn't take up much room in there, but it's behind the skid steer. So I'd have to jump in the skid steer and pull that thing out. And just to get the, has like big forks and all this thing, it would be horrendous. But like this weekend, that thing we got when Matthew was 2 years old, so it was 20 years ago. This weekend, it's rented. So for another, it's going to be $150. They're going to keep it for the weekend. And we've done that probably, 150, 200 times since we've had this thing. It pays for itself over and over and over again. And that's how you get. So when you get one thing like this, you can rent it forever. And the beautiful thing, you know what? If this isn't working, why don't I take it off? Can you hear me now, Christone?
Yes.
Okay, good. We'll put this over here. This is quality television. Is anybody chatting anymore? And now I'm all for Blungit with this. By the way, for Blungit is another good word. My dad used to say for Blungit, but like the neighbors would say for cocked or for mish. But we always had for Blungit, which is more syllables. Because when it has more syllables, it just sounds, it's funnier. Like my favorite country, like in Eastern Bloc nations, was like Czechoslovakia. Because if you were from there, you'd be Czechoslovakian, which is like 6 syllables, Czechoslovakian, 6 syllables. When you're an American, you're only American. You're only 4, right? American. You're only 4. You can have 2 extra syllables. When you're telling the stories about countries, the more syllables, the better. You think I can't go off on a riff about anything? I'll just putz around. Okay.
Dan, this is the closest I can find on Amazon that was the size of the bounce house that you had. I think the one that you have is larger.
No, this is bigger. 13 by 12 is huge. Mine's a 10 by 10. But the thing is with those, but extra vinyl and at the stress points, that's very important. This durability, it'll last forever. The fact is, you're not going to use it nearly as much as somebody who's in the business will use it. All right, so it'll last your entire lifetime. For them, it might be 2 or 3 years because they're doing it every weekend. But you would last your whole lifetime. And you set that thing up on your front lawn. It's like honey to bears. Is that a good one? It's like
bears to honey. Yeah.
Oh, bears to honey. Okay, yeah, okay. It's like bears to honey. I mean, you just set it up and people just start swarming. People will just, drive by, they'll stop. It's like instant party. Instant party. You just set it up there, you go in the house and you put a little sign that says, feel free to jump. And then you have these, if you've ever seen, by the way, here's my phone. Kids that age when they get like so excited, like they want to just die if they don't go in there. They'll scream. That age is like the best age of life. You could be in the grumpiest mood of all time, which I rarely am. It's because it's stupid to be grumpy. I think people either make the world better or happy people make the world better. Unhappy people make the world worse. There's no in between. But nobody digs grumpy people. Even a grumpy person doesn't like grumpy people. It's not like you're going to grump somebody into friendship. Even if you get them an auto eraser, you're not going to grump somebody into friendship. So it serves no good to be grumpy. But let's say for some weird reason you're grumpy for something happened, right? Set this thing up in your front yard, watch a bunch of 2 and 3 year olds jump around like crazy, instant good mood. I mean, you can't be in a bad mood when kids are jumping around in a jumpy thing. How much more time we got, Chris Stone? I'm just running on empty here. What else we got? What else do we got to sell?
Yeah. Extension cords for your jump house.
What'd you say?
Extension cords for your jump house.
Oh,
you also have
when you buy one of these things, you have to have extension
trailer.
Oh yeah.
You might want to grab your harmonica, maybe mow the lawn.
1151. By the way, if you want to know my password. It's 1151. Hold on, I'm going to get here again. Stay with me. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, look, I pulled it up again. Boom.
You know, if not for the Ravelli AVTH 72-inch stand, you would not have been able to do that. Am I right?
Thank you. That was very good, Christian. I mean, everybody needs a good producer. No, oh yeah, the Ravelli thing. By the way, it's true. Without a tripod. Now, tripods are ubiquitous now. Everybody has one. They're easy to get. But it's like one of those things that if you don't have, you really miss it. Like you don't pay enough attention to it unless you don't have one. So you should have several. Don't kid yourself. I got one here, and there's one here. Of course, there's several other all over the place. The main thing is once you have that, and you have a couple of mics. By the way, cameras. I'm using the this one. I'm using an HD web. Get yourself a good HD webcam. Chris Stone, you don't have to go crazy looking for it. Yeah, now it's certain. Are we putting what do you? Oh yeah,
this is a video that happens to be on Amazon showing the Ravelli and just what an amazing work of art it is and how solid it is. And again, available here on Amazon, which is why we're playing the video under 5 minutes and staying under the rules and regulations of those that have allowed us to do this. So
it's a small price to pay for Amazon allowing us to play games here and do this. I'll mute. All right. When Ricky leaves, the party's almost over when that happens. But here's life. All right. So we have the Samson Q2U. We have a Blue Parrot of Paradise. And so, again, we sell these nearly every day, Chris Stone. Have you seen that? I know you've been slaving.
Yeah, well, there's that. And, I just can't believe how many people buy a Levoit air purifier.
Yes,
from the Deej. I think at some point,
for good reason,
Levoit is just going to have to take notice. Am I wrong?
For good reason. Well, and the reason why we got a Levoit, it's not down here in the basement because it would be torched up in 2 minutes. Is that the pollen that goes crazy here in Georgia is just insane for a mortal man. For me, it doesn't bother you. Does pollen seem to bother you, Chris Stone?
It does when I go out for runs a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I've, coated my insides with, Hey,
why do I hear you now?
Dan, if I knew, I don't know. I really
now
don't.
I hear you there. And the Blue Parrot works even when you don't want it to. All right.
Well, you were over there putzing around with your phone, so you probably clicked on something and switched it over. Ricky's still here, by the way. He's just waiting for the party to start.
Oh, really?
So apparently, it hasn't started yet.
Are you kidding me, Rich?
Put up a hammock? Is that how this party starts? To put up a hammock down there?
Oh my gosh, that was a nightmare. By the way, when I'm in the Southern Command Center and I'm setting up, when I'm standing around and doing my stand that I use is my adjustable ladder, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and that's available in the carousel. Believe it or not, that's one of the the first of the 30 things you just mentioned that I actually had there below.
Everybody needs one of those. Everybody needs one of those ladders. It's very. Again, all these things that I talk about, you use more than you think you would. Patrick Tinney got the Phantom of the Opera there. Dang, that was good.
Yeah, he nailed it.
All right, guys. So thank you for you followers that have come to me this time. We'll see if we can hook you up. Chris Stone, I'm really excited to check these out on your automobile. What kind of car do you drive?
It is an SUV, a daddy wagon. I like to call it the daddy wagon.
Oh, the daddy wagon. Very exciting. Well, if you're like me, you drive a 2005 Honda Odyssey. So it's like I drive a mommy wagon. So
it's the Deej Mobile.
It's the Deej Mobile. But here's the thing: we truly did invest all our money in our children. I don't know if it was the right thing or the wrong thing, but we made sure they went to private school, and we got everybody money making things like this. And when you start people in thinking in that process in terms of commerce, in terms of providing more value to whoever for whatever reason, the kids have a better chance of growing up more responsible and with that same mindset and be able to be productive members of society, adding instead of taking away at a much younger age. And all that it started from the simple side hustle. What are you showing right now? What is that?
Well, I mean, if you care about your family, you want to keep the air clean in your home.
Oh, yes. The air purifiers. It's actually by the way, that's not a bad thing. You could probably rent that thing out too. Or take it to parties with you. Or be the person.
That's when the party starts. When you bring the Levoit Core 300.
Pure. That's right.
Everybody loves the person that comes to the party with the air purifier.
That and the Vitamix. Oh, by the way, so I was thinking this morning, I have to before I start this thing, I got to eat something. I don't know what to do. So at home, my wife went to the lake, and so I'm at home with nothing. So I'm just rummaging. I'm just not going to go shopping. There's so much, leftover garbage in the refrigerator. I'm not going shopping. And I found this turkey kielbasa, and so I was going to fry it up and do that stuff. But I said, you know what? Let me use the air fryer. I have a Cuisinart convection oven, but it basically what an air fryer is. But you are the one who told me, Chris Stone, that the air fryer will change your life. It's like the greatest thing. So I just sliced it up. I put it in there and just, let it go. And in like minutes, it's like the perfect texture and heat and like crunchiness on the outside. And it wasn't like, you don't have to put any oil. Nothing was dripping. It was like, you pretend yourself that it's healthy. I'm a big fan of the air fryers now. I poo-pooed this whole air fryer phenomenon that came around. I thought it was like the food dehydrator. Remember years ago they used to have these food dehydrator. Oh, it's good. You can put your meat in here and you put your fruit in. Who eats that stuff? The only time you have dried fruit is when you have cereal, and it comes in the cereal anyway. And so they did all the things. I thought the fryer was the same thing. I was like, I'm not getting involved in this thing. I'm not going to be taking down that same road with oat bran and all the other things that are happening. No, sirree. I'm holding steady. My gosh, was I wrong? Air fryers is the place to be. I mean, it just makes you feel good about yourself. You hear the little motor going. It's cooking around the whole thing. It's not adding any oil to it. You're like getting excited, looking forward. And you think it's going to take a little longer. And then it's done. It's done before you know what hit you. And here you are. You open up the fresh air, the waft of like goodness that comes out of the air fryer. What it does excites everybody in the room, and everybody you're ready to go. And they're thinking to myself, oh my gosh, where did that smell go? Right to the Levoit air purifier, and you don't smell it anymore. We only get the good stuff and not the residual scent. I'm telling you, an air fryer and a Levoit air purifier, your life is complete.
And can you imagine being the person at the party that shows up with a Levoit air purifier and an air fryer?
And the Vitamix. Oh my gosh. If let's say, for instance, you should never have, this is what you should have in your car at all times. A Levoit air purifier, a Vitamix, and an air fryer. You have those three things, you're welcome anywhere. Let's say you're going to a party. Let's say you're going to a party where they have a blow-up machine. And you didn't know that they had a blow-up machine there, but they had one of those wacky, wavy, inflatable, offlating tube bands like down the street, and you said, ooh, what's that? Let me check it out. And you go there, and sure enough, there's a big castle there. Kids are jumping around like crazy, and then they start screaming, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So they run into the house. As luck would have it, you're there making smoothies and ice cream with the Vitamix, and while they're having that, they're thinking, I'm still hungry. Let me get some cheese sticks with a coating on it, but not too fatty. And those come right out of the air fryer, and everybody's all happy and singing until Billy comes in the house, who stinks like a mule for whatever reason. Some kids just have that scent about them. So they said, get in the house for a little while and let the air purifier take care of business. Once you have that, you're always invited to the parties down the street. I just invented that whole story, Chris Stone. What do you think of that?
It could be the best story I've ever heard.
You think that's never happened? That was like last Thursday when that happened.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God. I tell you, I have to thank all of you for listening, watching, and playing around and watching me flap my wings. And I'll tell you why. It's not for any other reason that you're here and you're buying stuff and you're making me look good and giving me all this praise and admiration, which I know you're thinking right now. It's that when a person like me is on stage, I'm just going to call this a stage, I'm giving all my attention to you. And when I give all my attention to you, I have no pains anywhere else. And if you're ever in business and you're ever trying to make something and you're ever trying to get a customer, just remember that the most important person is the person you're talking to right now, which just happens to be you. I can't thank you enough for watching this. I wish nothing but good things to happen to you all for the rest of your life. We'll see you tomorrow. We got a big show tomorrow, Chris Stone, with a great one of my sales mentors and gurus and people that I admire very much. Mr. Barrows. What's his first name? How did I forget his first? John. I forgot John. John Barrows will be a great show. Make sure you come along. You'll learn a lot. And eat well, live long, and prosper. Go get them today.